Now you're listening to Amba, written by Anand Neelakantan, narrated by Kyla D'Souza. Chapter 1. Amba had slipped into a tired sleep when she felt the hot breath of the Brahmin on her face. She instinctively shrank back, her eyes flying open to stare at his insane grin. The Brahmin raised the sword above his head, ready to strike her. Amba cringed her eyes shut and screamed. When she opened her eyes again, the spectre had vanished. The wind whistled and hushed its way out. The silence hit her hard. Her brother was snoring at the far end of the tent. She could hear the gale howling outside, mingling with the growling and yelps of the jackals feasting on the dead. It was all over, she thought. And a voice said, "No, it is just the beginning." Through the gap in the tent, the stink of putrefying corpses wafted in. She moved to pin the edges of the tent to the ground. Not that it would keep the stench away, but she had to do something, or she would go mad. It has been like this for the past 9 days. The insane Brahmin haunted her in her sleep from the night she had shot that fatal arrow. Her life's purpose had ended 9 days ago, and she dreaded the life that lay spread ahead like a putrid lake bubbling with festering memories. Amba had tried her best to get killed in the war, but she had to admit that she didn't dare to take her own life. She loved herself too much to be suicidal. Not that she hadn't tried it before, but time and time again she had pulled herself back from the brink of death. Even with no meaning, life was beautiful. Yet men were thirsty to kill and be killed. Until the patriarch had died, there was some sanity in the war. Bhishma was old-fashioned that way, believing in the ethics of warfare. She smiled at the irony. Did the old fool think the war was a game played with strict rules, a referee to blow a horn when someone crossed the lines, and a prize to be handed over to the winner? Anyhow, it was the one who should have been the referee, the one who claimed to be the avatar who had broken all the rules. The Yadava certainly had a way with words. How else would he have persuaded that wimp to fight his uncles and cousins? He could have stopped the war. Instead, he encouraged the bloodshed, even giving a motivational speech in the middle of the battlefield. Amba chuckled at the ridiculous image of them talking about something serious while the armies on either side waited impatiently to start the butchery. Arjuna, the greatest warrior, the man among men, the man born to win, had a panic attack when he saw that there was really going to be a war and people had arrived with bows, arrows, clubs, and maces and lances. War. No just plundering and battering and bludgeoning strangers, but using your might, your weapons, the craft of killing. With people you had eaten with, tussled playfully with, hated and then shared your food with. People whose blessings you took, whose feet you touched, who had once hugged you and given you gold coins to play with, those people. You would now swish your sword and hope to catch their jugular. That kind of war. When the dust settled and Arjuna saw, there was nothing left to imagination. They meant business. All that was left for the god was to start his leela. His game was to blow his conch, and uncles, nephews, cousins, legitimate and illegitimate sons, brothers, neighbors, and friends would rush to crack open each other's head. Standing in the second row of her army, Amba could hear the whiff of the conversation between the wimp.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?